Hey everyone, welcome back to Blessed RN. Today's video is going to be incredibly helpful for all you nursing students out there who are navigating the challenging yet rewarding journey through nursing school. I'm Danny, and today we'll be discussing some study tips and techniques to help you excel in your study. Okay guys, tip number 1, organize your study space. First things first, let's talk about creating a conducive study environment. A clutter-free and organized study space can significantly enhance your focus. Make sure you have all your materials at hand and eliminate distractions. Now, this is a big yes for me. When I used to study, I sit down, I put a candle out, I play music, some soft classical music I put on. I make sure I have everything around me and make sure I have enough space to set up my books, my laptop, my tablet if needed, anything. So you guys just please make sure that you have that stuff with you. And I promise you it will be for a better study. Like the least amount of time that you have to jump up to go and get something, or if it's something that you forgot, the better. Because now you can take your time and just focus on the material that you need. Okay, tip number 2, utilize active learning techniques. Now, nursing is all about hands-on skills, and the same applies to your studies. Instead of passively reading, engage in learning activity. Use flashcards, practice quizzes, and teach the material to someone else to reinforce your understanding. Now, more about this. You have to know your learning style. Everybody just cannot just read out of a book and it's like, oh, I get it. You can be an auditory learner, visual, hands-on. It's all different kinds, but you have to do what is great for you. How do you learn most? Right? So even with the teach back method, I always say in regards to learning the material, learn it as if you're going to teach it to someone else. I don't care if you have to get a whiteboard, write down what it is that you know, or learn the material until you do. That's the best advice that I can give you on that. Now, if you do have like flashcards and you like to use those, that's great too. But just do whatever your style is. Because some people say, hey, no, you should learn like this. Everybody is different. Everybody taking information different. Tip number 3, develop a study schedule. Now, here's where you will create a realistic and manageable study schedule. You break down your study session into focus intervals and designated breaks. Consistency is key, so try to stick to your schedule as closely as possible. This helps in distributing the workload effectively and prevents last-minute cramming. Now, this here is a big one. My thing always was, when is the best time that I receive information? Okay. And for me, it was at nighttime when the people that were in my house were sleeping. I used that time for myself to study. It was nice. It was quiet. And I dedicated that time for me. Some people, nighttime is not it. Some people like to get up in the morning, go to the library or sit at their table or at their desk, and they like to work early in the morning. They receive information better that way. My thing is, do what's best for you, because only you know the time of day that is best that you receive information. And when I say earlier about consistency, that's the number 1. That's the key thing there. Consistency. Okay. So if you do something Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then try to do it at night. It don't necessarily have to be at the same time, or if you're doing it in the morning, it don't necessarily have to be the same time, but keep doing what you're doing in the morning. So to get your brain trained to do what it is that you need to get done so that you can study. All right. Tip number 4, master effective note taking. Taking good and effective notes is crucial in nursing school. Develop a system that works for you, whether it's traditional handwritten notes, digital note taking, or a combination of both. Highlight key concepts, make summaries, and use mnemonic devices to help aid in memory. Now, I'm going to just say a little bit each about the different things that I noted above. Now, handwritten notes. Some people, when they do this, it helps it like stick in their brain by writing their notes over. They may get the concepts, but it's like if I write it down, it seems to stick more in my head, right? Some people like that. Some people do like digital note taking. I like that as well. They got some good apps out there like Notability and Good Notes. I personally like Good Notes. I think they're both good, but I do prefer Good Notes because it has a lot of different things on there that you can use. And if you guys want me to do that or talk about that in another video, I would do that for you as well. But my reasoning for this is whatever kind of notes that you're going to take, whether it be handwritten or digital, you have to write the notes that's understandable for you. Okay? Because it's one thing of looking and reading material and see what it is they're saying and then writing it over again. Look at the work, understand what it is that you're reading, and then write them down in terms that you can understand. Write them so that you can understand, oh no, this means X, Y, and Z. Instead of writing it exactly how the book has it. Right? Now, key concepts. This right here, I do want to talk about because we all know that in some of these nursing books, well, all of these nursing books, it's a lot of material. And sometimes we don't know what is fluff and what is not. Because everything you read is not going to be key information. And this is something that you have to learn. Okay? So look at those boxes, those information boxes, those key summaries or key concepts, or those information, or read your key topics that's at the beginning of every chapter. You have to pay attention to those because that lets you know that this stuff is important. And again, I can always make another video diving a little bit deeper on this. Okay. Now, another thing too about visual aids and like mnemonic, like using mnemonic words, that's a big plus too. Because we all know in nursing, it's mnemonics for a lot of things. Okay. Even the standard ones, or even something that you kind of make up in your head for you to remember some of the information. That's okay too. You can use a word and an analogy or so to remember the information. It's okay. You just do whatever you can to learn the information. And it's not all about memorization. Like, oh yeah, I memorized that. Like, that's okay too, but you have to know the material. You have to understand the material. Okay, so that you can apply it. Especially in real life. It's okay to know, oh yeah, I remember that. But how do you apply it? What are you going to do when you see it? All right. So we're just going to do what we need to do so that we can take notes the best way for us. Okay. Tip number 5, collaborating with peers or your fellow classmates. So we know that nursing school is tough, right? But you're not going at it alone. So collaborating with your peers through study groups is a go. Not as a necessarily a must, but if that's something that you choose to do, I think it would be great because you guys are all doing the same thing. You all know what each other is going through, right? So you can use that time to discuss complex topics with others, and then you can provide different perspectives and enhance you guys' understanding, right? You can enhance your understanding because everybody might have a different learning style, right? One of your classmates might be able to explain something to you that you couldn't get when you read something in material the first time, right? So that is the beauty of working in a group. When I was in nursing school, it was 4 of us. We would go over to the shop, the coffee shop, and we'll sit there or we'll go to one of each other's houses at a restaurant. We'll sit there, we'll go over the material. If it was, we would kind of break some of the topics up and have each of us know the material, and then we will all kind of come back sometimes, and then each of us would tell us what we learned about the different topics, just so we can kind of bounce off each other. And like I said, it was great because you can always have a different perspective, even with the information that you probably already know by working on your own. Is always a plus to work with others. Now, sometimes that don't go as great. I just want to be like real and honest with you guys. Sometimes working in the group, even if it's a study group, is you don't have the greatest outcome. Okay? Because if y'all all supposed to be studying, you might have that one person in the back that didn't look at the material that they were supposed to look at. So now when it's time to meet back up again, it's like, not that you're not going to do anything on your own while you're home, but if everybody has an assignment to bring to the study group and one person slacks off, it can be kind of upsetting because now they coming in here getting all of the information, but not putting to. They're not putting anything into the study group. So even with that stuff, you have to be careful. Okay. You find a nice group of people to work with that are like-minded, like you, and are willing to do the work like you. Okay. Because again, you guys are all studying for the same thing. Y'all may have different nursing aspirations as the other, but if you guys are all in nursing school, you guys are all trying to get one simple goal reached. Okay? So working with others can be a great thing. Tip number 6. Practice time management during exams. Now this is a good one. So time management during exams is a skill in itself. Practice time quizzes and exams to simulate the pressure you might feel during the actual test. This will help you allocate your time wisely on the big day. Now, this was one of my favorite things to do because sometimes I'll be so anxious on test day that I'm wasting a lot of time just sitting there. Some people don't get anxious at all, right? So I did really enjoy taking the time to do practice questions. Okay. Even if it's the practice questions that's on the back of the book, or let's say you guys are working on systems or whatever it is, you can find that stuff online if need to, but try to stick to the notes of whatever school or whatever book that you guys are going through. But I think that is a great idea to do because it helps you calm yourself down. Okay. Even though you don't really be calm because you still get in there and get nervous on test day. I mean, it happens to all of us and sometimes it's not to a grave extent, but what are you going to do? But I feel like that do set you up if you practice at home, with questions and everything to prepare you for the next day, you know? And, I feel like people don't do it enough, you know, it's not done enough. And it'll allow you to not spend so much time on a particular problem that you may have, a particular problem area. Let me just be clear that you may have, and it'll allow you to learn because then you can kind of, if it's one subject that you don't know, it'll allow you to keep taking like those practice questions so you can be able to get to know the material. All right. So, and even with that, you may not even spend so much time answering each question. I feel like that'll help. Once you did the practice at home, once you get on test day, you'll be able to answer questions in 1 or 2 minutes a piece because that's kind of what they would like you to do. Even if it's the big test like your NCLEX, you only want to spend a certain amount of time on each question. So I feel like doing some practice work beforehand would definitely be a plus. Tip number 7, seek guidance or help from your professors. Now, don't hesitate to reach out to your professors for some clarification on some topics that you really couldn't understand. They are there to help you. Okay, so attend office hours, ask questions, email, and take advantage of the resources that they provide. Now, I've seen like many students who know that they need assistance, right? And they feel like they can't do it on their own, but they feel afraid to go to the professor and ask for help. Okay? Because some of these places don't have like counselors or like a student station where someone can help them and tutor them. Not many places have that or offer it, right? Because some people go off on their own and get a tutor or get help with like certain subjects. And there's nothing wrong with that. But these teachers have carved out time for you to come to them. Okay. So they might not give you the answers, but they can lead you in a way or show you and explain more to you exactly what they mean on certain topics. You don't have to be afraid of this. All right. So, because it's best to kind of like build relationships with your professor. Okay. They like to see that you're trying. They like that. They don't want to see that a student is failing, but they never reached out to them. It's like, how am I supposed to help you? Even though I see that you have an issue, the teacher can't reach out to every single person that has. Now, I mean, they can send out a mass email to say, hey, listen, I seen that you didn't do well on this particular test or these two tests or this paper. Yeah, they can say that, but I think they would feel better if they were the ones that got reached out to. You know, you'll have teachers out there that will, but this is your nursing journey, right? And if you need help, you cannot be afraid. You cannot be afraid. Okay? So that's another thing that can help. Use those hours. Okay? Use that phone call. Use that email. Okay? And for those students that are not online, walk in that office or make an appointment so you can go in that office and have a discussion. Okay? Because nursing school is hard. It is hard. A lot of it has to do with like teaching yourself, but it can be difficult. But don't be afraid to ask questions and ask for help. All right. Okay, guys. This is tip number 8. Last but certainly not least, prioritizing self-care. You have to take care of yourself, whether that's having adequate sleep, a balanced diet, going to the gym and exercising, or maintaining your well-being. You have to turn positivity into an impactful ability for you to study effectively. I cannot say that enough. Nursing school is stressful. Okay? And you definitely have to have a great school personal life balance. Okay? Like I said, I know some people like to go to the gym. That helps them, helps clear their head while they're working out, trying to, and then with the studying, being up all night, not getting enough rest. Again, you have to know your body. Know your body. Get a good amount of rest. Okay? Take care of yourself. If you're studying every single day, you can take a day off. Do something that you like. Get a massage. Go get your nails, your feet done, your hair done. And for the guys, get a nice haircut, get your nails done, go catch a movie, whatever it is that you guys like to do. But take that time away from studying and get yourself in a place where your well-being is intact. Okay? Because it's a stressful, but it's a good time. Okay? Because you know what you have to look forward to. All right. But I think some of us be too bent on it's nursing school. I gotta keep going and going and going and going. But you have to take the time, incorporate these things inside of your day or days. Okay? I know it seems like a lot, but eating right helps. Being hydrated, drinking a lot of water, taking the time, and doing the things that you love to do that make you feel great. Hey, it may not be none of those things that I said. You may have your own things that you like to do that calm you down, that relaxes you, that make you feel great inside. All right. So there you guys have it. All right. That was 8 study tips and techniques to help with nursing school. Now remember, like I said, everybody is different. Everybody is different. Just use some of these things you can, if you want, to adapt to your particular lifestyle, you know, to your learning style. Okay? And there you have it. 8 study tips and techniques to help you conquer nursing school. Remember, every student is unique, so please feel free to adapt these tips to fit your own personal learning style. And if you found that this video was helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more nursing related content. All right? So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Best of luck with your studies. And until next time, be blessed. Bye.